LEGO Racers is a game from 1999 that takes the idea of combining the famous building block toy brand with a kart racer. I was familiar with this game as a child when I played it on the PC many years ago. However, I have very few memories of it, as I played the sequel a lot more than I did the first. I'm hoping to take an unbiased look at the game and see whether it holds up over 20 years later. Just a quick note, I couldn't find my old PC copy, so I'll be using an N64 emulated copy for this review. With that being said, I'm PlayTendox, and this is my review of LEGO Racers on Nintendo 64. There isn't much to say in terms of story for this game, so I decided to skip straight to the gameplay. LEGO Racers is set up very similar to any other Mario Kart styled racer. There are circuits to enter, single races, versus races, and timed races. But what makes this stand out from games like Mario Kart is the build function. This allows you to create your own characters from different preset minifigures. It's a pretty decent inclusion, but what's more interesting is the car creator. Using the surprising amount of bricks included, players can make all sorts of exciting and varied cars which can then be used on any track of the game. This is easily the most interesting part, and is the best reason why someone would want to pick up and try the game for themselves. But how does this build mechanic affect the core game itself? Well, not a whole lot. It's cool to see your own custom creations being used as you race against opponents, but other than a minor weight change, it's pretty much the same as using one of the pre-built karts. Despite that, I think the building idea is unique enough to have the intended audience entertained for a while. Moving on to track design, there are 13 tracks to race on, and each of them are themed after a different style or LEGO brand. It's really nice to see a variety of locations, but the actual designs on their own are nothing special. Most are pretty straightforward and are fun to travel on, but there are some that have really tight turns or obstacles that are a pain to get through. There's nothing more unsatisfying than being stopped in your tracks because you hit a tough obstacle to avoid. This pretty much always means you'll be put in last place unless you're really able to think fast. In visual terms, the levels look pretty appealing and are filled with colorful set pieces that help immerse yourself in the world of the area. But overall, the tracks end up being kind of a mixed bag, with some pretty fun tracks and others that are just a pain to deal with. On a brighter note, the controls are pretty decent, steering left and right is pretty easy to handle, and throwing items is straightforward as it should be. It's really only in the bad tracks where the controls are not able to keep up with you and you end up bouncing around walls or getting bombarded by your opponents speeding past you. The only thing that's left to talk about is the game modes. Circuit race is what I spend most of my time on, and I'll be honest, I was having a lot of fun with it. It was nice getting adjusted to how the game works, such as with the cool power-up items that give you an advantage while racing. But there's another annoying problem that comes up when playing in this mode. In total, there are 7 circuits to beat with 4 tracks in each. But as I mentioned before, there are only 13 tracks. That means that 3 of the 7 circuits are just repeated tracks. Sure, they are mirrored so that you go along the track in a different way, but it's still basically the same level repeated over again, meaning you'll have to play the bad tracks twice. As for the other modes, they're all what you would expect. Single race is just one of the tracks played at a time, versus is for multiplayer, and time race is completing tracks for your best time. All of the modes in this game are serviceable, but circuit race's annoyingness can't help but bog down the experience a fair bit. Technically, LEGO Racers is pretty well made. I didn't encounter any glitches in my playthrough, and despite being a very old game, for the time this was the best implementation of LEGO in a game thus far. There's still a charming look to the bright characters and environments. The soundtrack in particular is also pretty nice. All the songs do their job, but the title music is by far the catchiest of the bunch. LEGO Racers has some obvious problems, but being glitchy or poorly stylized is luckily not one of its traits. As I finished playing LEGO Racers, I felt a lot of disappointment. There are some really fun ideas in this game, such as getting to build your own racer and race car out of real LEGO bricks. The visuals are also very representative of how real LEGO looks despite being dated to modern standards, and yet for every positive, there's a but that drags the experience down. The frustrating track design, the reused content, and not to mention the fact that the whole game can be beaten in around 2 hours makes it a hard product to sell to someone. There is some real potential in this idea, but as it stands as a product now, I can't really recommend it. Hopefully in the future, another LEGO racing game can come around that will be able to fully realize the potential that LEGO Racers started. Hey guys, just wanted to say a quick announcement at the end. So as you guys can tell if you watched my last video, it's been quite a while since I posted. And that's been for a few reasons, mainly just a kind of a lack of motivation to make videos. But I'm back on track now, and I just wanted to make this video to hold you guys over until I make my new video. And yeah, in the future I'm planning to kind of restructure this channel into something a little different, something maybe a little more unique, hopefully. But yeah, I'll be posting new videos more frequently now, and you can expect a special project coming up soon, which I won't tell you what it is, but I'm looking forward to making multiple videos about this one specific series. So yeah, hope you guys stick around for that. And thank you for watching any of my videos. It's really nice to just have people tuning in, even if I don't make like the most high quality stuff. It's really great to have anyone here watching. So thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.